Good afternoon. We're back here, and we've got a comment from Mr. 1911 45 Colt. And anyway, we got a request on the Ivor Johnson shotgun on a certain malfunction that he has. So I'll just refer to you as Colt or Cody. That's easier to say. Now, Cody, you commented that on your 16 gauge Ivor Johnson here now, the hammer will not lock back, but it will still fire, and you're suggesting maybe the mainspring. Well, I don't know about that, but what about, you did not say if the trigger was loose or floppy. And we're going to really get into this. We're going to show you some of the intricacies of the Ivor Johnson. And, you know, they've been marketed under different names. This one here is a XL, but they also have a Champion and also the Monitor. Behold the Monitor. All right, Cody. So let's go apart right here, right now, and oh, come on, here we go. All right, now, if your hammer is not going to be locking back, how about if you push forward on your trigger? Because if you did that, that would be a sure sign that your trigger spring has broken off. Okay? All right, let's go a little bit deeper. But if your trigger is loose in any way, that is indicative that your trigger spring, which is a leaf spring, is broken. All right, Cody, now let's go a little bit deeper into this. Regardless of what's going on, you've got to pull your mainspring and your mainspring strut out here, okay? And what you want to do, pull your hammer back. See how this little pin is right here? Right here. That little pin. See how much, let's do this again. All right, see, you got a little bit of space right here. Pull your hammer back. See how much space you have right now? Okay. You're taking needle nose pliers. Stick those in here. And not very far. But about like that. All right, Cody. Now, you pull your trigger. And now, okay, I lost it. But still, no worry about getting this back. But you are going to have to take your mainspring and strut out, really. Okay, now, this screw here, that holds down your leaf spring for your trigger here. You see. Now, if your trigger is loose or floppy in any way, well, you'll know that this is the problem. Or it may be weak. I don't know why. I've never had to replace one of these on an Iver Johnson. But if you do, now here's the tool that you'll be wanting to use, because there really isn't any other way of doing it but with an offset screwdriver. Now the part number on this is, if you want to do a, that's the part number, VACO VO-2 for this particular offset screwdriver that I have found that does work for this, and also other parts on different other of these shotguns. So VACO VO-2, that's the offset screwdriver you need to replace this trigger spring. And you can make it, you can buy spring stock and then do heat treat on it. You can make these. That's the beauty of this. They're easy to make. Also, I must point out that your mainspring, well, not your mainspring, but your spring on your front locking lug that locks into your barrel right here, that's also a leaf spring that is easily replaced. You've got the screw right here, and they have on the Iver Johnsons, they have a tendency to get some debris underneath this leaf spring for your latch here. Alright, so now, before you can pull your hammer, you're going to have your firing pan screw and your firing pan taken out before you can ever pull your hammer. So let's push this pan out. And now here's your hammer. You see the notches. You've got your safety notch, which prevents the hammer from, if it gets dropped on the hammer, from firing the weapon. And then you've got your sear that your trigger engages. Now, is your trigger engaging onto this, or has someone taken a stone to it and stoned it and broken through the heat treat? You may just need a new trigger, and well, they're out there, but I've never had to replace one. But people do a lot of different things on these Iver Johnsons. But anyway, when you get everything stripped out, I'm not going to take this lever off. Iver Johnson is a right-handed shooter's weapon. You can see how, and it will not go the other way for a left-handed shooter. And still a real good spring. Yeah. Also, another advantage of Iver Johnson I like, it's got the tang on the back of the receiver here, which was a lot better to fix this particular stock, and you've seen the video on repairing this hopeless stock. Okay, so going back together, I know you're going to get this. I've given you the right size of offset screwdriver in order to do this here, Cody. And there's only 43 parts to an Iver Johnson shotgun. All right? So I don't feel that I need to take up your time to, going back together. Anyhow, if you do lose your mainspring strut, you'll resort to your channel lock model number 442 pliers, and you'll bring it back down here, and you'll make a stab with your needle nose pliers, and you'll slip it right back up in there. And now here, I want to show you how the hammer and mainspring strut work in conjunction with each other. Just like, you pull the hammer back, it compresses the spring back, and there you go. The hammers on these are really hard to pull back on Iver Johnson. That kind of makes it a little bit child-proof. So anyway, that about wraps it up. I think I've gone about as far. Well, tell you what, this particular one, we had to put an extractor in it. This is a brand new extractor, and I've got an example of different, the big three. Iver Johnson, Stevens Springfield, and Harrington Richardson, which includes New England Firearms with H&R. But here's an extractor off of Mr. Iver Johnson. And you need to know this. This particular one, where's that shell? When you open up, the action would snap out, and it would underride the shell. So, looking at it, it also has been stoned, and they've got a flat mark on top of a round rod. They're thinking that they were going to lift it up enough to catch that shell. And why would you flatten out the top of a round rod that goes into a round hole? But people do that. Also, they weakened the back of the extractor where it cantilevers over. They weakened that, and see how much of a thickness they've got on there. And now you can't blame that on Iver Johnson. They make good extractors, and they're strong. And anyway, Cody, we're going to close off today, and hope this has covered a lot of things with Iver Johnson and such. It could be somebody overstoned your hammer. It could be your trigger spring. But we've given you the information on how you're going to succeed in getting your Iver Johnson 16 gauge shotgun going back. Thank you for watching, and see you on our next video. Bye bye.